Hello and welcome to another Theros draft. Let's see what we open this time. Alright, so our rare is a Temple of Triumph, and we haven't got much else, to be perfectly honest. I think the best card here is probably a Griptide. uh, I found that blue is I mean I really like blue in this format because blue has two very good common bounce spells, and bounce is at its best in a format like Theros, full of giant monsters, especially with monstrosity and auras also. Even though most auras are actually creatures with bestow, but still bounce is pretty good in this format I think. And Griptide is a very fine card. You can just bounce one of their big guys right after they've paid for monstrosity, and it's a huge tempo swing most of the time, especially if you manage to make blue white or blue red aggressive deck. So I think that's what I'm gonna take here. Definitely better than a dual lane. There's a Hopeful Eidolon too. It's pretty good, but I think this is just better. Alright, so I get past a Boring Overlord, which seems pretty good. And I've also found that black is mostly very underdrafted in Theros, at least in my somewhat limited experience so far. There are also Read the Bones, which is pretty amazing, probably the best black common. I think I like it a bit more than the very clunky removal spells black has at common. Also an SNS, one of my favorite common creatures in the set. It's really very efficient. Reach really pushes this thing over the top, since you can just step out for your guys and they just can't attack even with fires. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the Abhorrent Overlord here. I haven't tried blue black, but it seems like this could lead to good things. Let's see. Here we have an Erebos' Emissary. Yeah, like I kinda cannot see myself activating this ability much. So I wonder if this is better than a Read the Bones. Read the Bones is pretty good. I think black is probably a bit lacking in terms of creatures. Even combat tricks, most black combat tricks aren't that good to begin with, like this thing here. So yeah, it's Read the Bones or Rebels' Emissary. I'm really not sure what to pick. Although awesome green cards keep passing me, like the Leaf Crown Dryad and Nessian Courser. I think I'm gonna take the Read the Bones. My gut tells me it's probably better. Here we got a bunch of options actually. Insatiable Harpy. There's a Grim Merchant of Asphodel too, and a Wave Crash Trident. And Trident Tactics, which is pretty good, but that's not what I'm gonna be taking here. I think I'm gonna take the Insatiable Harpy, if only because I already have uh, a card that really cares about devotion to black, and this mana cost here as a result is very attractive. So maybe I managed to make like a mono black deck. I think that would be possible given how underdrafted the color seems to be in my experience. See, now we get a Farika's Cure, which I think is better than a Rescue from the Underworld, and better than a Viper Kiss too. This thing is not that good. Like I said, black creatures do seem lacking. We also have an Necron Hoplite, which is a pretty good card. Uh, so yeah, I think I'm gonna take a Farika's Cure. Maybe we will even need to play blue. We shall see. Alright, well, this thing actually seems fine. It's a pretty good card. It's a Savannah Lions that, with an added ability, which is not irrelevant. Joining them for one is always good. I am a fan of yours of, after all. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna take. I don't think there's anything better. Alright, Read the Bonds number 2. Ooh, Swan Song. Not even sure how much that thing goes for. I think probably not much. Feel like I don't think they read the bones here. Could take an Opaline Unicorn too, since creatures. I really need creatures, but with the bones is just too good to pass, I think. Okay, another Fergus Cure. A return Phalanx, which seems actually nice if we end up in blue. Visible Phoenix. Yeah, I would rather have the other cards. So it's either the Cure or the Phalanx. Phalanx is very beefy for a 2-mana wall. It kills most attackers. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the Cure. Cure seems just better. Oops. Yeah, I took it. I didn't even see it. That's weird. Alright, here we could take this thing, but I think I'm gonna actually take the Mnemonic Wall. We have, Ferricus Cures with the Bones and Riptide to recur, so it's probably our best option. Alright, Viper's Kiss is okay, especially because it stops monstrous guys. Lost in a Labyrinth. It's a fine enough card, I think. Could prevent some damage, could kill something in combat without their creature killing our creature, and it can also target a tormented hero late game, for the last bit of damage. Alright, Titan's Train. Another Viper's Kiss. Builder 4 is just way too expensive. Alright, we may even play this thing if we end up short on playables. Especially if we go the mono black route. We shall see. Alright, we got a Anthusa here. 3 target lands you control become 2/2 warrior creatures. But I'm not gonna take an Anthusa. The best black card here is Insatiable Harpy, but I think this pack just begs us to go into red, that is. There's a Magma Jet, there's a Lightning Strike, and so far I'm not sure which I like better. I feel inclined to actually take a Lightning Strike here because the Ferricus Cure can deal with 2 toughness creatures, but so we don't really need another spell that can do that. Lightning Strike in that regard is much more important for us. I hope at least this thing makes it back. Hopefully the Harpy, but I'm not holding my breath. And even this thing, yeah, that would be amazing too. Oh well, let's go ahead and take the Lightning Strike. Okay, I think I want to take a Burnished Heart here because I get to even splash for something if I really want to. Yeah, and black seems really poor, right? This thing is okay-ish, but not anything to write home about, and neither is this thing. But the heart is pretty cool, so I can take that. Well, this thing is okay. Let's sort by cost here. Definitely gonna take a creature here. Is it either this guy or this guy? And I feel like this guy is just better for me right now. I mean, maybe not. The Grey Merchant is pretty good. Maybe we can even get it back or get another one. Whereas this thing is in common. We do need more creatures to make this thing really worthwhile, but we need to be more aggressive. But since we do have a Tremendous Hero, maybe we will get another one. I guess that works. Let's go ahead and take that guy. Okay, so it's either an Necron Crusader, which I am inclined to take here, or two-headed Cerberus, which I'm not because double red. I'd rather have a Crusader. I've been really impressed with this guy. Of course, we will need to start taking heroic cards, but that's okay. Conversely, we could take this thing. Man, this thing is so good, but not in a position to take it here. Take this thing, could take this thing too. Dark Betrayal. Hopefully the Dark Betrayal makes it back, but I doubt it. So just go ahead and take the Crusader. Better than the Wanderer, I think. Alright, so nothing good for us here. So might as well take the Envy Road Raptor. Definitely way better than a Satyr Rambler. Although we could take a Prussian Chimera. This thing is so good, and we already have a couple of good blue cards. We may just not play this thing and splash for lightning strike, especially since we do have a burnished heart already. Yeah, that seems fine. Let's go ahead and take the Chimera. Chimera is so good. Okay, so it's either this this guy or this guy. I think I'll take the Hippocamp. Prowler's Home is not something that I'm actively looking to play, sadly. Yeah, like most black creatures seem really bad, which is bad news for devotion, since devotion needs permanence. But yeah, let's go ahead and take this guy. I'm feeling bad passing all those green goodies. Alright, another Prussian Chimera and a return Phalanx. But yeah, the Chimera is just way too good to pass, I think. Alright, Viper's Kiss. Or no, we have two Viper's Kisses. And no can be a nice sideboard card, so we could also take this thing, right? Yeah, like I'm not gonna play anything here, so I might as well take the good black red card. And this thing. We don't really have many heroic cards right now, do we? Either way, let's go ahead and take this thing too. No blue cards here, no good black cards that we need. Yeah, now I'm gonna take this guy. Better than a Titan Strain, even though Titan Strain could be good. Since we right now have a couple of heroic targets. Man, I think I will have to take a Giant Strain. Yeah, this thing, okay. Alright, now we can take this thing over this, definitely. Since that thing is heavier in red than I'm comfortable with. Alright, I could take another Lost in Labyrinth, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and take that guy. I'm not gonna play it, but oh well. Alright, another black creature. Very subpar black creature. Alright, let's see what the last pack gives us. Hopefully it's something like a god. Especially on Erebos. Erebos would be amazing. Okay, so maybe we are back to blue here. It's because this thing is the best card in the pack by a fair margin. Could take like a Magma Jet, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 actually good red cards, and we have like 1, 2, 3, 4 good, yeah, good blue cards. So yeah, I'm okay taking the Kraken. The Kraken is a bomb, and we kind of need bombs here. We could hope for this thing to make it back, but at least maybe this thing can make it back. I'm not sure, or this thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and take the Shipbreaker Kraken. Yeah, yeah, I'm not taking that. Way too heavy on green. But we can take this thing. This thing is really good. I mean, it's kind of sad that we are taking a last gasp, giving an extra -1/-1 to the creature and costing 3 extra mana. But well, them's the breaks. Nothing else here for us. There's a Wave Crash Trident, but at this point I really would rather take that thing. So in here, alright, Shipwreck Singer is pretty okay. So I guess that settles it, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and hide the red cards for now. So yeah, I think this is what we're gonna take here. We're gonna take this thing, but nah, not really. There's a Dissipate. I kind of hope this makes it back because it's good for devotion, but not extremely worried about it. Let's take the Shipwreck Singer. Oh man, and now we got nothing. Guess I got to take an Opaline Unicorn if I wanna splash the red removal spell, the Lightning Strike. Seems okay. Alright. Another Mnemonic Wall, but our 5 drop slot is kind of taken right now, so I guess I would rather take this thing. Man, this thing, it's so bad though. It's a 4-mana 1/3 with an ability that sometimes doesn't even do anything. So, and this thing is bad, by the way. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy. Not that happy about it though. Alright, Bloodsaw Harp is another bad black card. Man, yeah. I guess now I can see why black is not really played in this format. I could take an Ordeal of Erebus too, but the payoff is not that good. I mean, it's okay if we have a lot of heroic guys, but that's not the case. The payoff making them discard 2 cards is, just okay. It's definitely by far worse than the blue one that makes you draw cards. So let's go ahead and take the Bluetooth Harp. It's a fire. Alright, Baleful Eidolon. We do need 2 drops, so taking this guy. It's a fine defensive card. And Bestow is important. Alright, another Russian Chimera. Sure. I really feel like this card should be uncommon though. Okay, we could take a rescue from the underworld here, but our 5 slot is way too crowded right now. We have a 6 and a 7 too. So I'd rather take a 4 here. And Cavern Limpet is a good one too. It's an okay card. Alright, it's timing the hopes, I think. Even though I'm not gonna play it, I don't think. Take a Flash Mad Steed, not sure how good that thing is. Gotta take a Fate Foretold, if only because that's a cantrip that can target our Terminator hero. But I'm not that worried about that, I don't think. So, might as well just take a Flash Mad Steed. It's an aggressive card. Alright. So I think this is our deck. I feel like, again, I'm kind of disappointed in black in the format, but I feel like we do have some pretty good late game cards. In the 3 Chimeras, Shipbreaker Kraken, and the Overlord here. So maybe we'll get there. We also have a fair amount of removal spells. Even a Grip Tide, 2 cures, Lash of the Whip, and a Mnemonic Wall to rebuy them. Even Viper's Kisses could be construed as removal spells. Alright, so after a bit of thinking here, I think these are the 23 cards that I want to play. I had to take out the Hippocamp, was the last card I cut. Not playing any Viper's Kisses, we can bring that in from the sideboard, and not playing the Wanderer either. Yeah, well, I guess I'm kind of okay with that. I actually like this guy in order for us to accelerate into our late game stuff, and especially because cards like these they need to hit monstrosity, 8 mana, and I also chose not to play the Lightning Strike. I could play it because I do have a Burnished Heart and an Unicorn, so we could like play 1 or 2 mountains, but I feel like we don't really need to. Our deck is kind of packed as is. I mean, really want to have the creatures, to make this thing work. So yeah, I guess that's it. So I guess I'm playing a fair amount more of swamps than island, and 10/7 seems actually okay. Alright, this is our deck. The actual first blue-black deck that I play in this format, so we shall see how it goes.